Well, hello there. And here we are. It's 1 week into 2026. Today is Thursday, January 8th. And it's first time making any video in the last 5 weeks since the the Christmas parade in Mannington back on December 5th. And so not really much else. Let's talk about now. We are right at the 250th anniversary of the United States. I think 50 years since the bicentennial. July 4th, 1976. That was on a Sunday. And July 4th will be on a Saturday this year. Kinda hoping for more stuff to be doing in here in town, and instead the park's always empty anymore. Just the people coming to watch the fireworks, but there's never any other activities going on anymore since back in 2018. Or 2019, or before COVID came along. Some anniversaries of things this year. The 28th of this month is 40 years since the Space Shuttle Challenger explosion. Back in 1986, that happened on a Tuesday. It just happened to be like 17 years later on that exact same week, on Saturday, February 1st, 2003, was when the Space Shuttle Columbia broke apart or burned up on re-entry. And the calendar was exactly the same for that week. You talked last year, though, about the anniversary of the Space Shuttle explosion. I was in the 5th grade then, Mannington Middle, but there was a snow day that day, so we weren't at school though. I just saw it all over the news all day that day, and they showed it over and over again. And also this year is 50 years since Rocky, the first Rocky movie, which several up until the 1990s. Sylvester Stallone. The Masked Singer just started a new season last night. They never had a fall season of it. Just waited till in the spring. There'll be more of them Yellowstone spinoffs coming up. Y Marshals will be on CBS in March. There's supposed to be The Madison that's coming up, be on Paramount Plus. And sometime later this year, the other prequel origin story of Yellowstone called 1944 should be coming out sometime too. The 50th season of Survivor is also coming back in February, or will be here in February. Kind of a year behind on the 50th season because of COVID. They didn't have it for a year. And in the fall of 2020 and spring of 2021. It's been 26 years ago since the first season. And even since Big Brother's been on too, back in 2000. And we have, a lot of us have lived through the first quarter of this century now. And you count it starting from 2001 to the last year of 2025. And this year will be 25 years since 9/11. It'll be September 11th. This year will be 25 years. A lot of us have even went through the last quarter of the 20th century, now the first quarter of the 21st century. I was born up before 1976. Yeah, this year, Bill Clinton, who is the last 20th century president, and he'll have lived 25 years past the end of his presidency. It's been 25 years since George W. Bush then became president. Like 8 years after his father, George H.W. Bush, was in the White House. And George H.W. Bush actually also lived 25 years past the end of his presidency 8 years ago, before he died later that year. And talk about here, like earlier, this beginning of this month has been 20 years since the Sago mine disaster. The 12 miners lost their lives, and there's that one survivor, Randall McCloy. First announced they'd found them all alive, and then the news changed and said that, well, there was only one survivor. Yeah, that's been back in 2006. A lot of snow we had this past week is getting melted away, or, well, it's mostly all melted away now. We'll be back to having some warmer weather for a few days. Always having quite a bit of snow all through December. I guess is all I will say for now. So happy 2026. And basically, this starts a new quarter of this century, right up until 2050. More closer to 2050 than 2000. Maybe 7 more years from now, we'll see the locusts around here again. Last time being 10 years ago. The cicadas, or whatever, however you'd call them. So this is all I'm saying for now, and goodbye. Yeah. And that's all.